Hey guys, so after many video attempts and videos I've had to make, we are finally actually getting on with this EFI swap conversion videos. We're running short for time right now because I've left it so long and I've just been blabbering and blabbering on the videos. I'm just gonna not do very much explaining, kind of just gonna set up a tripod and we're just gonna get stuck into it. It's probably gonna be a time-lapsed video of me just doing things. It's probably gonna be very little talking and explaining, probably just a nice time lapse with some nice music. So let's get on with it because we're running out of daylight. So everybody, I've said to set the light up. It's flickering on the camera but it's not in real life. I finally got the engine out after fighting and fighting and fighting. There it is. Oh, the bloody beast. Now it's dark, it's getting late, so what I might do is I might just pack everything away, keep all the bolts and that, obviously not where they are but together, and might do it tomorrow. I might get all this done tomorrow. So guys, here we are in the shed. Not sure what videos are going out first or what. I don't know if the shed build video is going to be out by the time you're watching this. I hope it is. But yeah, we're carrying on with the EFI swap. It was actually ages ago that, probably about 2 weeks, maybe longer, since I started doing the EFI swap. So the EFI swap is kind of done. We've literally got a bolt. None of this is even done up here. I've just got a bolt here and a bolt in the back just to hold the engine in place whilst I kind of get everything in perfect place and get everything done. I've got some tools down here that I think I'm going to need. So I've just finished off a video. that'd be good. That'll be coming up to you soon. So that video is installing bars and changing over bars. Now to change over your grips, your levers. I've also changed over ignition barrels and speedometer. Going off of what happened last time, we got all the wiring loom on and we were stuck with these error code 12s, error code 30s and all these other codes. So I'll bring in the YBR king himself, Biker Brad, down, because he knows more about EFI and all this shit than I do. And we have a fix for the error code 12s. So the fix was that the battery was shit. We took apart all of the housing, all to get these sensors, because the error code 12 is crankshaft position sensor, but it wasn't. The sensor was fine because I remember it because I literally rid the bike back, so I knew it was alright. But we ended up going and checking everything, going through everything, and then Brad was like, "Oh, the battery's not holding any charge, so let's get another one." So luckily, I had some spare ones, and yeah, we put it back and it started spinning. But now we have to change the actual starter because it spins the wrong way. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it if I turn it on. You can hear it prime. Don't know if you hear it on the video, but if we try and use the start, it's spinning the wrong way. But if we kick it, starts up, fires, and it starts giving some nice pops because there's no exhaust on it right now. Right now we're going to go to the other engine, the old carby boy, and take the starter off and hope to put the starter on here and have the electric start working. But yeah, there is the error code 12 fix. And also, if you have an error code 30 mixed with it, there's probably the little tilt sensor that has to be facing up. There's a little up logo on it, so make sure it's up. But yes, if you have an error code 12, check your battery amps, because it could be that it's the battery and not the actual crankshaft sensor. Because we took it apart, we took that engine apart as well, trying to see if the sensors were broken. Both of them were saying 12, error code 12, and we know for a fact that one was working because I rid that engine home too. So yeah, check the battery, make sure it's actually holding charge, holding stuff, and you should be good to go, really. So if you've got an error code 12, make sure you do check the sensors and everything, because it could probably be the sensors. But if you check them and that's not the case, then yeah, make sure to either change your battery or put some charger on your battery and try it again, and it should fire. So that when I'm doing all the wires in a minute, I can heat shrink them up and make them all nice and solid. I'm going to talk more in depth about the code, the error 12 code. Because it works on all Yamaha engines, to my belief, as I was doing some research, and there was an ATV or quad bike, wherever you're from, and it was exactly the same fix. It was a Yamaha engine, had the same error code, and obviously all Yamaha codes are the same. So yeah, it should be working on all models and all engines, fuel injection from Yamaha. But pretty much what it is it says that it's the crankshaft sensor, but because when you're trying to start a bike and it's making that sound, it's because the engine and, well, the system and that thinks that the engine is spinning, and it's not, because there's zero power coming from the battery. But so when we're checking everything was perfect, confusing itself. So always check the battery to make sure that it's actually got charge, it's not dead, because that's what the problem was. The problem was that the battery was completely fucked and beyond saving. Even with the power, the battery charger, it was having none of it. So yeah, now that we've got a new battery and everything, I'm just going to show you. If we turn the ignition on, it won't say we're in neutral because I haven't got the sensor hooked up, but if I tap it on the engine or somewhere, we see, where is it? There, we have a neutral. But I'm going to give it a boot and see if it's going to fire up. It's going to be loud because there's no exhaust, but here we go. So, there's no exhaust on it at the moment. It definitely stinks because it's coming straight out of the engine. I mean, probably shouldn't be breathing this in, but we are. Update time. So I've got the grinder out, and where's the cutting disc down there? Where's the thing that I cut off? So that's where the old, I think it's called a rectifier. I always get this confused between a rectifier and something else, but this, yeah, used to be bolted on under here on the carb one. There was like a big mount here, and I had to chop it off and grind it all down back to the flush with the frame, because now that we're using the fuel injection one, I don't know where the tank's outside because I didn't want to set myself on fire. it's where the hoses and that connect to and stuff. It literally sits down on top of the mount, and you can't screw the bolt in because it's raised. So I've chopped that off, so it will sit flush now, go on there properly. And now I'm just kind of routing wires so that it all fits together nicely and it's not just one big mess. So that's currently what I'm doing. But ignition wiring is something I forgot to tell you guys. So if you've got a fuel injection model and you've got a aftermarket ignition barrel, that's the one. Yep. You got these colours, right? So coming from the ignition barrel, the black and white and black you tie together. The brown goes to the brown and the red goes to the red. Obviously I've got different colours here because I couldn't remove my prongs from the block. So that's why I've got my heat shrinks, so that I can rewire these, put heat shrinks on and make them safe. But yeah, there's the wiring colours and that for you boys if you're having any issues. If you're not, fair play to you. But yeah, I did have some issues, so that's what I had to do. So yeah, the way I had it wired before was for carbureted ignition, but obviously as we're using fuel injection, it's different. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, putting things in place. I'm gonna probably tuck some shit in here just to keep out the way. I don't know what should go in here, but it's quite a nice space, so I'm just gonna tuck some wires in. Lovely jubbly. But yeah, obviously side panel goes on here to cover all that up. Side panel goes on this side, seat, fuel tank. So I've got quite a lot of space to kind of work with. And then I've got to rewire in the brake switch. So there's the rear cable, and I've got to wire out to these cables. The front brake switch is here. Clutch switch is here, but I've tied them together because I don't really care. The rest is indication. But yeah, I'm going to listen to more music and beast it. So I'll get back to you in a minute. So today is now over. Although it's still light out, we have ran into some bits that we cannot finish today. We need to do stuff in order to do it. I've completely and utterly forgot to film, which is my fault, really. This is my fault. This is a nice day. I thought I'd just give you a little look on how the shed's holding up. Pretty nicely, if you ask me. It's all painted, it's all ready. It's all ready for me to get a carpet in and ready for me to build my workbench and all that. But today is eBay day. eBay has blessed us with its goods. So I thought I'd show you what I've got. I've got some other stuff upstairs, but for this video, I'll show you. Got a brand new chain for the bike. Just taken the old one off. I probably should be recording this. So there's the old one. There's the old chain. Here is the nice new one. Got us impact sockets. Got us a fake Makita impact that has a actual Makita drill, because I do actually have a Makita drill inside, but the batteries are like universal. So even with these fake Makita things, this thing only cost me 22 quid, and I just put the battery on it and it's good to go. But I do believe the battery is dying out on me, so I need to charge it up at some point. But there's the rear axle. Tried this out for the first time. It's absolutely brilliant, would recommend. We also got some step bits and some drill driver socket extensions that I might show you later on. But yeah, I'm just going to try and get on with doing this because it's a nice day. Might as well make the most of it. So in this video, I'm going to try and get the chain on. I need to tighten up this front sprocket. I need to try to find a little bolt or screw for the neutral sensor light. Put the pegs on. That's 2 bolts each side, and I need to get an exhaust on. So I've got the engine mount bolt out. I'm going to try and fit these pegs. Foot pegs on. Foot pegs are now on the bike. So a catastrophe has happened. I was fitting the exhaust. So as you can see, the exhaust, got the bolt in there. Some washers and that, holding that on. That's all tightened up. But as we come to the front of the head, right, we got one bolt. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, other bolt. Yeah. As soon as I started tightening it up, it just fucking snapped. So what I'm currently doing is making a bracket so that we can fit it. So using the old Honyo bracket, I've bent it back flat, and as you can see, I'm going to put bolts in those two end ones through here, some tiny ones. So that will literally just hold on through there. Yep. And then obviously mount the rear light through those middle ones, having the cable go through the middle, two side ones for the thingy, and I'm just going to cut it off on the side to make it a flat plate. So everybody, as you can tell, we're at the front, which means only one thing: it's finished. It's finished. So I broke, as you know, I broke this part of the headlight. I kind of fixed that with replacing it with the bit that broke, hot glued it, and I glued this washer to it as well. Use these nuts as spacers, because the brackets are not for this sort of headlight. They're way too big. But I realigned the front wheel, even though I think it might need realigning, because I think that I didn't do it. I think it's only very slightly out, but it's a lot straighter than what it was. It goes in a straight line when you're going straight, which is more than enough. Obviously, you see the plastic's all on. Had to do another washer hot glue job for that because that broke too. Everything is on. I've got the rear light on. I've got everything there. All of that on. As you can see, it's looking nice. It looks a bit strange having this like a big open gap because of the light, but the other one doesn't work, so this is all we got. The exhaust is all fitted and all that. That's all for this build. Thank you for everyone who stuck by it, and as I say, make sure you're liking, commenting and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. So everybody, as you can tell, we're not at the HQ, but we are in fact with Biker Brad, and we're out on travels. Do you know why? Because the EFI fucking passed the MOT today. We're all fully legal now to go and have some adventures. Absolutely loving it. And also, I've done the exhaust already. Straight after the MOT, came home, bang. Lovely jubbly. Give you a little fucking listen to it.